First, the city said no to a new Austin police contract. Then our city was besieged by a rogue bomber, and the swift actions of the Austin Police Department urged several city council members to give that contract another look.
But for more than 24 officers, it was too late. They'd already left because of the contract problems. And
tonight we're hearing from one of those officers for the first time. The Night Beat's Kris has our top story.
Breaking out why I quit my job as a police officer and I'm not looking back. That's the title of a now viral blog post viewed more than 100,000 times, written by a former Austin police officer. He sat down with me today to talk about this now viral post.
Go back to Iraq a few months later for another 9 months. So we come home and we cycle back to our second duty assignment, and the wife says no more. So my dream job was to be a Marine.
And he was a Marine after getting a college degree.
My last tour, I got a master's in economics.
But 3 tours later, when having a family meant staying closer to home, Dustin Hammett did the next closest thing to being a soldier. He became an Austin police officer.
Driving with lights and sirens is incredibly fun. You go into these situations, you don't know what you're going to encounter. It's there's adrenaline like no other. And for an adrenaline junkie, it's a lot of fun. It's scary, but it's a lot of fun.
Until he says it isn't.
If you want to pin 2 calls that you're going to see most of when you're working nights, it's going to be family violence in DWI, especially the sector that I worked.
First, there's the constant risk factor.
And as a police officer, your life's always in danger. I mean, a couple weeks ago, we had an officer go knock on a door not knowing what to expect, and he's walking away and he gets shot in the arm.
Then Hammett says the emotional toll that the work can take on officers.
You go in there and people expect you, they expect you to be the mediator. You know, you're not just a cop going in there, throwing handcuffs on people, arresting people. You're going in there, and a lot of times, you're not only a cop, you're a social services worker, you're a marriage counselor, you're a child psychologist in a lot of ways, because you go in there and you see these kids and you're trying to make them feel better. You take those problems and you put them as a backpack, as luggage on yourself.
And in January came the final straw for Hammett and 32 other officers who got out. Austin City Council rejected APD's new contract.
There is not a single police officer out there, in my opinion, that was not hurt by that decision by the City Council. And I think we felt betrayed. Less pay and more oversight. It felt like being stabbed in the back.
Hammett left after 4 years, and now in response to APD's actions during the March bombings, the city is working again with police to revisit the contract. But Hammett says he's worried it may have the same outcome as before.
I'm not confident that the wave of support that came with the reactions to the bombing is going to carry us through the contract negotiations. I hope it does, but I'm not confident that it will.
And what you're seeing here are members of the Austin Police Department's executive team meeting with the city officials to look at that new contract. There's no set deadline yet for when bargaining will be finished to head to council for a vote.